I am losing the will to live because Ben has brought me a present today, which I'm probably going to end up paying for, aren't I? Yes. This is a wine that I used to stock in the dim and distant dark times of my time at Oddbins back in 2001. It was launched here in 2000, and we sold lots of it. And I remember it being good, but this is the sort of wine that I learnt my trade with.
Right, okay.
Yellow Tail Shiraz.
Now, any people around from sort of 20 years old and younger will know this is the wine of our generation, basically. This is what people drink. However much we try to disseminate wine culture, show affordable options, people always go back to this wine. They make every grape, from Shiraz to Sauvignon Blanc in Australia. And Australia is known for being able to do pretty much every grape, but this is pushing the boat out a bit. This is the teenage adolescent wine of choice. Why? Because it's cheap.
But it's not cheap.
Now, this smell.
If it was £4, it was cheap. When I sold this, this was about $3.99.
Well, exactly, and now it's $7.75. But our cheapest wine is $7.75.
I know.
That's the lowest bar of quality in the UK today for wine.
In my opinion. Well, yeah, it is. But the thing is, does this hold up against it? And off the nose, immediately you're getting pig poo.
You're getting pig poo. You're getting Chernobyl accidents. You're getting yeah.
You're
getting the dump.
It's as if someone.
You're getting burnt plastic bags.
You are getting burnt plastic bags. But it's almost as if someone's just gone. Here's a bit of fruit. We're going to chuck a ton of sugar in it, which is probably what's happened.
It's a vat of grape juice, and then the sachet labelled Shiraz flavour is dipped in. However, it's not as bad as some, because, for example, I remember sharing before, we're
going to get sued for this video.
I don't care. Before my grandparents were introduced to good wine through me, I shared a bottle of this with my grandfather on Christmas Day. And it's awful, but there is a memory there. It's not that bad, right? It's really not that bad.
I'm going to try and be really, really positive with this.
I honestly would actually drink that.
I really wouldn't.
Apart from the plastic bags and the Chernobyl and...
This
holds a lot of memories, because this is like childhood. Well,
it's what I learnt wine drinking. When this was launched in Oddbins, I was there and I remember selling pallets of this stuff.
Yeah.
And the problem is,
but you can see, this is the
price
thing.
hasn't got everything else. Okay, so let's look at something here. In the past 10 years, some of the wines that we stock here that I've followed for that amount of time have roughly doubled in price. Right. So you take, for example, something like Tour de Bie, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, it was about 12, 13 quid. It's now roughly double that. That's what you should appreciate value. Yeah. This has doubled in 20 years. So something's had to give. And
good point.
Volume,
very good point.
And the volume with which that they are now producing.
Yes, exactly.
It has to be quality. So the wine that I learnt, the wine that in my head Yellowtail was, which was actually a pretty solid Australian red.
Is this what you remember it as?
No, I remember it being better than this. But to give them the benefit of the doubt, that could have been my juvenile palate thinking, oh, well, this is all fruity and lovely. And what this does, and this is what we've got to remember, because we're in privileged position, what we've got to remember is that this wine is fruity, it's sweet, and it's approachable.
This is my point. I haven't tasted this since before my wine journey started, which was early 2020, properly started. And I've tasted everything then, from Dom Perignon to Grand Cru Burgundy to whatever, and I still am enjoying this. At the end of the day, it is not disjointed. It's got a good texture, it's balanced, there's no harsh acid or booze, and it's all in all not unpleasant. Genuinely.
I'm going to agree with some of that and disagree with other bits.
Okay.
In that I think that the fruit is actually okay if you want something that's nice and simple and easy and approachable. Mm-hmm. I think that there's too much acidity on the finish. I think that the sugar is there as well, which is now actually, as it develops on the finish, is actually getting sort of claggy and unpleasant, and the acidity isn't balancing it out, which is what you want it to do.
But true, but at the end of the day, for regular people drinking wine, what marks a bad wine?
Regular people.
Yeah. People who don't spend as much money as we don't necessarily drink the range that we do.
Yeah.
What the good and bad wine, the difference between a good and bad wine is drinking it and going, that was pleasant, and drinking it and going, And this doesn't make me go.
No, and it doesn't. It's the nose is.
But you're
the
right.
nose is the thing
You're
that's
right.
bothering me.
There is a weird burn at the end, but it's not disjointed.
The issue I've got with this is the price, and I know this is silly quibbling over a couple of quid, but this to me is a £5 bottle of wine.
Really?
And I'll tell you
Nowadays.
why. I'll tell you why. And I'm not saying that it can do it at £5, but I'll tell you why this is a £5 wine to me. Is that this wine is the same price as our entry level stuff, and everything we stock at that price is better than this.
True.
And that's my big problem with it. If this was a £5, I'd say go out, buy it. It's perfectly tasty. It hits a really low price point, and it's great.
And it's fine.
But it's too expensive.
Yeah.
And we'll leave it there because we've got a customer coming in. Have a good day. Bye.